Today we welcome Dennis Courtney and Wayne Bryan here with Dezart Performs to tell us about their upcoming production. And by the way, I'm going to just warn you now, when we put up the website and information, get your tickets because they are almost sold out. It's called Straight to the Heart, and it's the songs of Rodgers and Hart.
Exactly right, Patrick. Thank you.
We were just talking about the show. Now, both of you guys have Broadway experience.
We do, happily.
Tell us a little bit about your backgrounds real quickly.
Well, I was raised in Southern California, but dreamed about Broadway, and my dream came true when I got hired out here for a show in New York called Good News. And that was seen by composer Richard Rodgers, who was still living at the time. This is long enough ago. And I got invited to audition for a show called Rodgers and Hart, which I then did on Broadway, was my second Broadway show. And then the Old Globe Theater in San Diego is where I got my first acting and directing jobs. They hired me for my first directing job, which was a version of Rodgers and Hart. So this has been an important part of my journey from almost the very beginning.
Very cool.
And my story is similar. I grew up loving the theater and moved to New York and was fortunate enough to get a Broadway show in the first year, which was a sign to me that I was doing the right thing.
Yes.
And luckily enough did in a decade 4 of them and 3 national tours.
Wow. And now you serve as kind of co-hosts of this show. Yes. Coming up here at Dezart Performs.
Yeah, something we've done before. We enjoy doing that.
You're walking people through with kind of a new look, maybe a different lens at some of these very venerable songs from the Great American Songbook.
Right, well, Rodgers and Hart connected in around 1917, and then they wrote right up until Hart's death in 1943. And their work just got better and better, and the subject matter of their shows got more interesting. And Richard Rodgers was quite a dashing ladies' man, and Larry Hart, who was under 5 feet tall, and obviously a very funny and fun person, loved witty lyrics. But he was a closeted gay man at a time when you couldn't talk about that. And so much comes through in his lyrics that if we look at the show with today's sensibility and give the audience a little bit of background on these guys in addition to hearing the songs performed, we think it'll be a kind of a rich theatrical / cabaret evening.
That's right. You said, you like the idea that cabaret is more than just a singer and a mic. And you're fleshing this out to make it more of a full-fledged performance.
Yes, I've had a lot of experience writing shows like this, and this time I wanted Wayne to join me because of his history with Rodgers and Hart to make it richer and deeper, and he's brilliant with information. I mean, he's an encyclopedia. Yeah, this show really is a hybrid of what we think of traditional cabaret, singers at a mic stand singing a set of songs, and musical theater sensibilities, where characters tell a story, where there's an arc. It's not a musical theater book show, but it has that sensibility. And it's part TED Talk also, and that you learn about Rodgers and Hart, you learned about them as people, about their working relationship. And I just want to say something about the music itself. There's never been any team like this. It's funny, when you sing Rodgers' music, you will come to something that you think it's supposed to be, and it's unpredictable. There's a surprise. There's a different note than you had imagined. Same thing with the lyrics.
These audiences here are used to going to Dezart Performs for shows that take you on a real emotional journey. I mean, the quality that they do at that theater is really, really strong. And that's why Dennis approached Michael Shaw and said, we have something a little different. We don't think we don't think we've seen a show like this anywhere in the area, and would you be interested in putting it on your stage? And he said, yeah, how about 6 weeks from now? Okay.
All right, again, there are very few seats left. 760-322-0179. It is a rare summer show for Dezart Performs, taking place at the Pearl McManus Theater, which is at the Women's Club of downtown Palm Springs. It's on Cahuilla Road. Again, you can go to dezartperforms.org. Note the spelling of Dezart. And again, 760-322-0179, the 21st through the 23rd. Go see it, Straight to the Heart. Thank you both for being here.
What a pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you, Patrick.
My pleasure.